Hey, what's up YouTube? Gemini Jets 13 here with a Gemini Jets 1 to 200 scale review. Today, this is definitely probably one of my specialist models that I got. This is the new AirTran 717. This airplane came out in the August released, and the second I saw it was announced, I had to pre-order it. And I always tell myself, I gotta stop buying planes, but they keep making like the stuff that I've always wanted for like this type of scale, so I just, whatever. It is what it is. So just a little thing, AirTran used to be like, AirTran was like my favorite airline to fly back in the day. I think the first time I flew them was probably back in, I want to say 1998. I was very, very little. I was whatever age I would have been, 3 or 2. But it was on the DC-930, I remember. I don't remember much of it. I just remember it was a really old plane, and it was from Orlando, or Atlanta to Orlando, one of the routings. But anyways, AirTran was like the go-to airline that I always flew out of Charlotte because they were the first low-cost carrier to come back to Charlotte in 2005 because we had Independence Air that came in. I want to say they were late 2005, and then they left in early 06. We had ATA, but they were gone in, I guess that would have been 2003, 2004. So AirTran was really the only low-cost carrier for about 6 months until JetBlue started in 2006. But anyways, AirTran was just the easiest airline to take and the lowest fare to see my family in Pittsburgh and any like vacations we did. So AirTran's the bomb. I really, really, really miss them. When I was younger, I always wanted to be a pilot for them. So it's kind of sad that I was never able to actually do that because they're gone now. But it was a really sweet little story. I flew the last AirTran flight from. I did Charlotte, Atlanta, and then I did Atlanta to Baltimore, and then Baltimore to Charlotte on April 13th of 2013, which was the last official arrival into Charlotte on an AirTran plane. And it was really sweet because I told the pilot, or my mom said something, and I started telling the pilot why we're here. And we had like a nice little chat in the flight deck. And on the way out, he walked in, he gave me his wings for the AirTran wings. So unfortunately, I don't have that with me. It's back at home, but I definitely would have thrown that in the video just for you guys to see. Maybe I'll just make a re-review of this when I go home in November, just to add the wings or something. But yeah, really sweet story. So AirTran has a special place in my heart, so this was obviously a must. So we'll go ahead and get started here. I know a lot about AirTran. They had 88 717s at one point. About 40 737-700s, and they were still ordering more. Their largest hub was in Atlanta. They had a peak up to 280 flights a day at one point. They had a focus city in Orlando, which had quite a bit of flights. They had a ton of flights out of Baltimore, which became kind of a secondary hub. And they also had a focus city in Milwaukee, which at the time at one point they were trying to buy out Midwest Airlines, but that never happened. But so they did. They definitely grew Milwaukee up a little bit. Had a nice little route network out of there. Out of Charlotte, they had service to Atlanta, Baltimore, and Orlando. They had about 4 flights a day to Charlotte, Atlanta, and then they had 3 to Baltimore and then 1 to Orlando. A little bit about the 717. It now flies for Delta because the Delta little Southwest deal. Delta picked up all 88 of them, but yeah, 717 for AirTran. They had first class. I believe it was 3 rows of first class seating, 2x2 configuration in first class. And then they had the rest of the cabin. They had a total of 117 seats in total. AirTran had Fly-Fi, that's JetBlue. AirTran had Wi-Fi services. They were the first airline to have the whole fleet completed with Wi-Fi at the time, which was GoGo. So their whole fleet had it. All installed. And then they also had XM radio. First airline to have XM radio. They had it on their whole fleet. Now this was years ago. They had like a little promotion with like Elton John on a few of the 717s. So that's a brief history in a nutshell of AirTran. So we can go ahead and kind of get started with you. I already talked about the 717 a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get started with more of the details on the aircraft. So the front nose, it was always cool because AirTran, they have the like just the little black coloring right here, because some of their airplanes actually didn't have that. They took it off and made it white. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, nice little thing right there. And then, you know, you have your windows, your sky windows right there, which I believe Delta, I can't remember if they're removing theirs or not. I know they started removing them because I flew a couple that didn't have like the skylight or the kind of more the rooftop window, which is, I don't know, not really sure what the reasoning behind that is. And then this right here, that little wing right there, I believe, if I remember correctly, it either says Boeing on it or 717. I think it says 717 on that little wing right there. And then right down at the nose gear, you'll see 709, so it's the ship number of the aircraft. The registration, which we'll get to, is N948AT. But, yeah. So moving on down, here's the title of the airplane, or title, name, same thing. And then the registration, N948AT. This aircraft was released in 1:400 scale as well. So, yeah, this is just the nice size of it, because 1:200 is definitely the better one of the two. AirTran has such a pretty livery. Damn, I miss seeing the big A's all around, especially in Atlanta, because they'd have a whole tail shot of all the AirTrans, and it was really, really cool. But yeah, there's the big A, looks awesome. And then, like I said, there's the ship number right there. And, you know, airtran.com on the engines. It was like that on the 737s as well. It was on their original library, had it too. And speaking of their original library, I really, really hope they make the original library. That'd be really, really cool. I'd totally buy that as well, even though I say I need to stop, but yeah, and then there's the plane in full. I'll give us a belly view. It's a really nice plane though. Oh my God. The thing about this model is this is my first 717 plane in the 1:200 mold, so AirTran had that beautiful dark greenish teal whatnot. It looks really, really nice. Got all the antennas, really accurate. Just a really nice plane. I can't get over it. It's a nice plane. So I'll try to put it down here and get like a different camera angle. But yeah, it's not really much to say about it. It's really good. Yeah, I was hoping. You know, I know they won't make the paint scheme just because it's more of a licensing type thing, but it would have been cool to see like an Orlando Magic 717 or something like that. But I didn't really show the box, but the box is actually really nice. You know, just your standard Gemini Jets 1:200 scale box. I don't really have to go through about the box, but you know, just typical. Has the airplane right there, title, Gemini 200 type aircraft right below it. And then on the back, just, you know, standard stuff. Officially licensed by Boeing, 2017 Gemini Jets, blah, 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 blah. Inside the box, probably take a peek of what it would look like. Airplane tail sticks out right there, stands are in here. And as usual, airplane down there with the little plastic sheeting right on the top of the aircraft. So that would conclude this video. I really, really hope that they make the old livery of the AirTran, because that would be so cool to have them all next to each other. But yeah, sorry, this was a longer review. I only went a little long just because I wanted to kind of explain just a little bit background of AirTran and just little details to their operation in a nutshell and what they did out of Charlotte. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Next video will be the Gemini Jets Airport update of Charlotte, NBA style. Just waiting a few more, probably a week or two, to throw that out just when it gets closer to the NBA season. At least when training camp starts, I'll probably send it out. But anyways, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Give it a like, comment, and have a good day. Bye.